is Michael Bosey. Welcome to Marketing Without the Marketing. Thank you for being here with me today. This episode will be the final in a series of 4 episodes on marketing quizzes. And we've talked about why quizzes are really good as an instrument for getting to know your customers, the principles of an effective marketing quiz, and designing the perfect quiz. Today I want to talk about the different marketing quiz types. There are 3, and how to apply them. So let's get started. There are 3 different types of quizzes that you can use depending on what you want to achieve and what will benefit the user too. Now, I'm basing this on a rubric that I got from my preferred quizzing platform, which is called Interact. I left a link in the show notes for you so that you can check it out if you like. And full disclosure, this is an affiliate link. I could earn some cash if you decide to go with it. There are dozens of platforms out there. You don't need to use Interact, but it is my preferred quizzing app and the one that I use personally and whenever I can with clients too. But they, in their interface, have 3 different quiz types, each with different uses. The 3 are an assessment quiz, personality quiz, and a scored quiz. Let's look at how to use each of the 3. First, let's start with assessment. This is a traditional quiz where you're simply testing a total level of knowledge with correct versus incorrect responses. The goal for the user is to test their knowledge about a particular topic, but the goal for you is to assess the product fit or to fork a funnel, if you will, right? So you might use multiple choice questions, yes, no questions, true, false questions. You want to make it quick and easy, and each question has 1 correct answer. The results are going to measure the total number of correct responses. So, in other words, you got 7 out of 8 correct. Now, in practice, this is really good as a focused first instrument, right? So, in other words, if you haven't met the customer yet and they haven't met you, it can help you determine quickly what else the customer needs. For instance, which email lesson sequence can you place them in? For instance, beginner or intermediate track. This type of quiz works best as a rapid fire test of knowledge or of terms, right? So questions should be really focused and somewhat similar to one another in pacing, in length, just so that it's quick, rapid, and the resulting score can measure this properly. And overall, this is a great quiz for a first-timer, right? This is just getting to know one another. Okay, next quiz type, personality. This is a quiz that puts respondents into different category types so they can better understand themselves or their needs, right? So what we want to do is try to get the customer to self-select by profile type, right? In other words, we want to find out, is the customer a good fit or not for the product or services that you offer? So that means in designing the quiz, we want to focus on behaviors, actions, opinions, feelings, things that we're trying to draw out of the customer to find out a little bit more about them. And the idea here is, if we can, the result is that we want to put customers into different buckets by these profile types, again, that you define. And this is going to help us assess, is this a good customer for us? Now, this type of quiz is really popular because they tend to be fun and focused on, the user's opinions and feelings. So in other words, there's not really a correct answer or a wrong answer, right? So there's no pressure on the user. And it works best when you have a really detailed result at the end for the user. I mean, it's the most important part of this type of quiz. So you want to take this as an opportunity to really showcase and underscore your expertise and why you're able to make these determinations for people, right? They showed up here under the promise that you could help them assess something, so you got to deliver on that. All right, let's move on to the third type of quiz, which is the scored quiz. And this is a quiz that's kind of a blend between the other two. It puts respondents into different ranges based on weighted responses. And the goal here is to assess a level of readiness, product fit, pricing level. And you do this probably with multiple choice questions. But the important thing is that each answer is scored and weighted. The quiz taker may not know that, but you do, right? And so you're going to have score ranges. So for instance, you've seen quizzes where the result might be, if you scored 0 to 4, it means this. If you scored 5 to 9, it means this. If you scored 10 to 15, it means this. And each one of those ranges might give a different recommendation to folks. Now, this type of quiz is good for more advanced applications, right, where you're really trying to drill down into a particular set of issues rather than just testing rote knowledge. And it works best when you can integrate some conditional responses into the quiz to make the experience a little bit more personalized. And again, this is a way to showcase that you have a full understanding of the issues and what to look for, which serves to build trust with the user throughout this process. Now, each of these 3 quizzes has its own application, right? So it doesn't matter which one you pick. It just has to be in line with whatever your goals are. So think, what is it that you want to learn about the customer? What is it that in the process you can showcase your expertise or your understanding of the problem? And third, and probably most importantly, what is it that the user gets out of it? Right? Have they learned something that they can take back to their own business or whatever and do something with that? If you've achieved that and nothing else, then this quiz was a success. It's good content marketing. All right. Thank you for listening to this whole series. Appreciate your attention. Hope that you got something out of it. Hope that you went forward with, trying this out in your own business. And I would love to hear your results. So hit me up on Twitter, LinkedIn, comments section, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Thank you once again, and we'll see you on the next episode.